Pompeii, an informational video about an abandoned city by Izzy Tauli. Pompeii was a town long ago and it was buried under ash and abandoned. The city was abandoned all because of a volcano. Volcanoes are usually found on divergent and convergent plate boundaries. They are cracks, domes, or mountain-like structures that have a crater at the top. Before the volcano erupts, the heat inside is called magma. After it erupts, it is called lava. Mount Vesuvius is a volcano that is located near the Bay of Naples in Italy. It has erupted over 50 times. The most recent eruption was in 1944. However, scientists expect an eruption soon. Mount Vesuvius is on a volcanic arc, called the Campanian Volcanic Arc. The subduction of the Eurasian and African plate created the volcano. Did you know that this volcano is one of the most dangerous ones of all? Mount Vesuvius is more dangerous because it is a stratovolcano, which means that it is cone-shaped, making the lava explode out of the top, as opposed to it flowing out. Sometimes, stratovolcanoes can create pyroclastic flows, which seem like a huge storm cloud of toxic fumes and hot ash. Pompeii is a town 5 miles by Mount Vesuvius that existed in around 79 AD. Wealthy vacationers lived in Pompeii. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted. It spewed lava and pumice from its top. Herculaneum, a town nearby, was hit first. Then the eruption hit Pompeii. It was a pyroclastic flow. People fled, however, some citizens remained hiding. Ash started to fall at 1.5 million tons per second. It killed many more people. A light tsunami from the Bay of Naples followed. In total, the eruption, ash, and tsunami killed around 16,000 people. The ash falling so quickly buried the cities, Herculaneum and Pompeii, for centuries. Since Mount Vesuvius is a stratovolcano, its eruptions are usually bigger. In 79 AD, however, the eruption was huge. It was so massive because the magma chamber underneath Mount Vesuvius actually exploded, sending lava 22 miles in the air. The people of Pompeii believed in the god Jupiter, the god of sky and thunder. Pompeians liked to think that they could predict the future, but they were completely shocked about the eruption in 79 AD. However, there were signs leading up to the eruption. In 62 AD, an earthquake occurred on the 5th of February. The earthquake measured between a 5 and 6 on the Richter scale. An earthquake is a sudden release of energy that creates seismic waves. The focus is the point on the earthquake in which the rock breaks. The epicenter is the point on the surface above the focus. In 1738, Herculaneum was rediscovered by archaeologists. Pompeii was rediscovered 10 years later, in 1748. The city was buried under 25 meters of ash. Bodies, buildings, and even food were frozen in time as if it were August 24th, 79 AD, the day of the eruption. There is a famous dog that has been preserved in ash. People suspect it was tied up to the house of Vesuvius Primus. The Temple of Apollo is a good example of the eruption's destruction. Before, artists believed that there were statues on the right and the building in the center courtyard. After the eruption, the building in the center of the courtyard had been mostly destroyed, and only a few of the statues remain. Scientists know what happened on the day of the eruption because of the eyewitness Pliny the Younger. Pliny the Younger was living with his mother and uncle on the day of the eruption. He said that his mother warned his uncle about an unusual cloud. He attempted a rescue by ship, however, his ship would not leave shore. He died of toxic fumes. Pliny the Younger was a lawyer and author in ancient Rome. Pliny the Younger wrote hundreds of letters, but 2 letters about his eyewitness view of the eruption. He was raised by his uncle, Pliny the Elder. Pliny the Elder was a naval officer, author, naturalist, and natural philosopher. He was actually the naval commander of the early Roman Empire. He was in the military for a long time and earned his commander rank. Today, Pompeii is a major tourist site in Italy. There is a museum filled with bodies during the eruption. Tours are also held. People learn about the history of Pompeii and Mount Vesuvius through these tours and get to see lots of preserved bodies. In summary, Pompeii was a town near Mount Vesuvius in Italy. Mount Vesuvius erupted and Pompeii was buried in ash for centuries. It was later rediscovered and is now a tourist site in Italy.